Good chillin' Sunday morning, everybody. Good morning, Man Bear. Good morning, Cornbread. How is everybody's morning going so far?
Good morning. Good morning. Sure.
I hope everybody's off to a dope ass, nice and easy Sunday morning. Cheers, everybody. Good morning, Crystal. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Boxman. What's going on?
Good morning, Ma. I hope you're off to a good morning.
Good morning, Mama Roo. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Andrea. How are you doing?
Good morning, CJ. Hope you're off to a good morning.
Good morning, Brittany. How are you? I hope you are having a wonderful morning.
Good morning, Mindy Jane. How are you doing?
Good morning, Ash. I hope you're off to a good morning.
Let's fucking go. I hope everybody's off to a dope ass chillin' Sunday morning. Super jazzy mood this morning. Cheers, everybody. Good morning, James. How are you? Good morning, Angry Face. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. Does anybody have anything cool going on today? Pride Parade, absolutely in New York. I saw that on the news this morning. I'll listen to that a little bit. Yankees, man, they've been rough.
My son's 13th birthday, so we're doing some of that stuff.
Yes, absolutely, CJ. Absolutely. Weather was saying it's supposed to be pretty nice in New York today, so oh yeah.
That's cool. That's one place I always wanted to go to that I never got to go to.
New York City.
Yeah, my brother bought a month-long bus pass from Greyhound, like $600 or something. You go anywhere there's room on a Greyhound, and he went from BC to Ontario and then Ontario to New York.
Dope.
All on bus, yeah.
Hey, good morning, Gary. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Hey, good morning, Kay. I'm so sorry. Hope you've had a good weekend, though. Happy 13th birthday to the man cub. That's great. That's great, Brittany. Absolutely. I got to credit Brittany with that one. That's a good one.
Okay, I got a question. Does anybody else think the end of Pure Light was the sun during the intro until it started flashing? I was like, is that the sun?
Did you guys just see the lightning that struck through the clouds?
I did, yes.
That was cool.
But literally, I'm looking at the light at the end of the dock, and I'm like, why is the sun flashing? What the fuck?
Dude, there's times when, like, on the canal cam, I'll see the tops of the street lights, the lamps or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck is floating in the water? And I'm like, oh, wait, it's just the top of the
That's fucking funny. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It looked like a fucking whale from the distance or some shit.
Right.
Like, it's a lake.
Yeah. This day in history coming up here after 4:20. We'll have our morning speaker. It's gonna be a very chill morning. Your Nanigans coming up today. Don't miss out. Surkoff's Sunday sit down. Don't miss out on that. That's always a good time. And Europe away. And it is a catch up Europe away. Since he was having internet issues last Sunday, it is last Sunday's Europe away. And so same numbers, everything I believe. And so
yeah, that's what he was saying. Everything's the same, just skip the week in time, not in stuff.
Yep. And anybody who's entered, Europe, we all appreciate the patience and understanding.
Yeah. Hey, we all need a little vacay once in a while, man. Me, I don't need vacations anymore. I just need staycations. That's good enough for the man, man. Yeah, it's been a pretty mellow day around here. Weather permitting, we're playing a bit of basketball, and I'd probably go to a park or something like that. We got some pretty good new rebuilt parks here. One of them has an actual like tree fort style, like kind of park playground thing. Like it's an actual tree fort. I thought that was really good design. Who doesn't want to play in a tree fort? If Step Brothers taught me anything, freaking tree forts are awesome.
Tree forts are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I was watching like a deep dive into some shit, and they were just talking about one of the episodes of Drake and Josh when they built the treehouse.
Yeah.
And he forgot to cut the fucking door out.
Oh my! So they were stuck in it.
Yeah. So he's like, we're just cut to use it with the saw. He's like, all right, go get the saw. Like, oh. Dude,
did you know that he was in one movie? One of them, freaking
Josh Peck or Drake Bell.
I want to say Peck, but like he was in one movie and it was so bad. I see why he did shows. It was, oh man, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like
Good
like
morning,
less than like B-rate.
Hope you're having a wonderful morning. I thought Drake and Josh was fun.
I liked it. It was a good show.
5 minutes out, everybody. So yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty chill on Sunday morning. I do gotta work today. I was woken to super loud thunder last night. And
like just the boom.
Dude, I don't know. It's still storming and raining here, but like Morgan wasn't having it last night. There's no. And it was pretty fucking loud. Like it shook the whole garage. Like it was just like cracking thunder.
Yeah.
But work today.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
go
so
ahead.
we had the power go out the other day. Sorry.
Absolutely, Ma. That's dope. Happy birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Very happy birthday. Good morning, Jenny. No one said good morning. What up, Jenny? Yeah, I got to work too today. It's gonna be a pretty good day though, but I'm off at 2:30, so my time. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll be done around 3-ish, and then I got a few things to finish up this evening before tomorrow. New token tunes on Tuesday, so put all
Hey,
that
you got that
together.
right?
What's that?
I sent you my list.
Nope. Nothing
Are you
from
sure?
you. Yes.
Yeah, right. You're
No,
lying.
I'm not joking, dude. I didn't
Okay,
get
I
anything.
better go check.
I saw you like during the intro. I saw you jump down, and then I thought.
Okay, well, let me actually just go check that quickly.
Did you send it to somebody else? Oh, man, better come back. How's the shoulder, Cornbread?
It hurts.
Dang.
Hurts more sitting up
Damn.
than laying down.
Dang. Seemed pretty good last night. You know what I mean? Like you, glad that you had some relief, but it sucks that it hurts again. All right, 2 minutes out, everybody.
2 minutes out for 4:20.
We don't judge.
It's 4:20 somewhere.
It's 4:20 somewhere. Yep, got it, member.
That's weird. I literally went into it right before, like during the intro, and I was like, all right, sent it to Garrett. And then I went and looked like, who did I send it to? It doesn't look like I sent it to anybody not Garrett, so I think we're okay.
All
if
right,
anybody got my playlist, just delete it. Or just, you're not allowed to come up and guess and shit. No, I don't think
we see somebody guess every one of Man Bear's songs correctly. We have an idea of who it might be.
Yeah.
Do the show laying down? We don't.
You just got to turn your audio off during token tunes if you got my list.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like I said, all these are pre-recorded. We're just guessing who's in the audience, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we know everybody's birthday, so we know who to say happy birthday to, of course. Huh?
Oh, Cornbread slept on her shoulder wrong.
Oh. Yep.
Or something, I believe.
I sleep very, wrong. I sleep wrong. I can say
very
that.
wrong.
No, dude, I do. I sleep with either my arms crossed like this or on my shoulder where it's I sleep wrong. Happy 420.
Hey, happy 420, everybody.
The morning light, it finds my face. A quiet moment, a sacred space. I roll it slow, let the smoke arise. A prayer sent out to open skies. Inhale the calm, exhale the pain. Each breath a balm like a gentle rain. It's more than a ritual, it's how I feel whole. This isn't for escape, it's for my soul. I smoke for my soul to find my peace. A moment of grace where the worry cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right. With every choke I hear the call. From the cove's embrace to this morning's glow, together we rise, together we grow. The herbs are blessing, the coffee's divine, a communion of hearts, a sacred time. Inhale the truth, let the spirit flow, for in this moment we truly know. I smoke for my soul to find my peace, a moment of grace when worry cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right. The sacred herb, this ancient gift, brings my heart a needed lift. In the smoke, my prayers ascend, a healing power that will never end. I smoke for my soul to find my peace, a moment of grace where the worry cease. Each breath I take brings a healing light. I smoke for my soul, it feels so right.
Cheers, cheers, everybody.
Let's fucking go.
Cheers, cheers.
Ma, what happened yesterday with the Yankees? They got shut out in their own fucking stadium. That's crazy.
That doesn't seem very New York.
They said that's very not the Yankees, and so they got to get back on their shit.
Were they playing the Mets?
No, the Mets also got their asses kicked.
Oh shit! It was a New York, not a good Frank Sinatra kind of night. Damn.
Yeah, and then some NHL draft stuff going on. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you know what? I like the drafts, but I don't know any of the guys getting drafted.
I don't know. I listened for a couple of names that I knew of that I didn't hear. All the other names, great hockey players, I'm sure. I don't know any of them, but I also I haven't followed college hockey I used to in a couple of years. So I mean, it's not like, and I know whatever, it's just the time reference, but like the Connor Bedard era was about the last one of the I really followed college hockey super hardcore.
So I don't know if you follow like WHL or anything like that, or like the lower leagues, but the Abbotsford Canucks won the Calder Cup. Yeah, that's right. We got Canucks that actually won something this year, which is like the lower league Stanley Cup or whatever. We still got something, and they're called Canucks. They're like the farm team for the Canucks. So if you guys know what the farm team is, it's a team before the team.
Yep.
Yeah. That guy we had, really good goalie, Slyvos or something, setting records in the league too. He got put down by the Canucks to that team, and then he did really good and won them a freaking trophy.
Ma, you missed the hash hitters kicking ass yesterday. Holy shit!
I know.
They beat us in four. Like it was four sets, bro. Game over. It was done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's domination right there.
The Maple Leaf Rush THC Troopers match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That went to a game 6, and the Rush. The Rush had the upper hand the whole series, but Troopers super fought, and they won a couple sets. They got down to it was 3-2.
Yep.
And then I want to say they lost. Yeah, and then they lost that match. So.
All the NBA top 5 lists, right? Top 5 scorer, top 5. All those lists, right? Beanz. The best list I just heard. You know how many Game 7 playoff games Michael Jordan's won?
What?
0. He's never gone to a Game 7 in a final series.
Okay.
So he's not on that list because he's never taken the series to Game 7.
So I learned yesterday that Shaq is like part owner of like 135 businesses.
Oh, dude, and he's a wicked DJ. He's a wicked. He just had
Yeah,
some candy.
DJ Diesel.
He just had candy come out called Shackalicious gummies. They're
Oh.
They're in Walmart right now. Shackalicious.
He had a pop called Soda Shack. It was a
He
23-ounce
is
can of soda.
What is he? He's the NBA like ambassador to fucking Reebok, and so is Allen Iverson.
Not anymore. So he
No?
killed his. So that was a very interesting too. So he worked with Reebok for like 20 fucking years, dude.
Yeah.
And then after some game or some situation, I can't remember, a game or a show or a fucking something, some old lady, some grandma came up and chewed his ass.
No, I know.
It was so expensive. So then he
went to Walmart, right?
Yeah, and then he makes his own shoes, the Shaq shoes.
Yeah, they are, but he's actually a VP for NBA for Reebok. Like, not like he has his shoes, but he actually works for Reebok now. Like, he's like part of their like NBA.
Because I want to say that he like the shoe wise, like they went their own directions or whatever. But
yeah.
And then
I don't know if anybody had Shaq Walmart shoes back in the day, but you got made fun of if you had the Shaq Walmart shoes.
Yep. And the story about the general is super interesting because he spent his last $1,200 on like an OJ Bronco. Just saying that's basically the body style it was. It was a Bronco too, if anybody knows the difference.
Oh yeah.
And so he didn't have, and like he couldn't drive it off the lot without insurance. And he went from all these different places and he found this fucking shitty little building called General Insurance. And they gave him insurance. And then he never fucking forgot about it. Now he like owns that bitch.
I do got to get going, though. I'm actually a little late already. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I was just bullshitting.
No, I'm blah, 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 blah. It's because I got dubs and no dabs this fucking next 2 weeks. That's why, because this week is fantastic. Make sure you all spread some love and positivity. Do something nice for yourself, something nice for your stranger, something nice for your friend. Make sure you hang out with these two guys. They got this day in history coming up, and then they got the morning speak on all that crazy awesomeness. Have happy Sunday, everybody, and I will catch you later. Much love, everybody.
And have a wonderful day at work, member.
I always do.
All right, we do have this day in history coming up. We'll play a song and see where we're at with our morning.
Alrighty.
Cheers, everybody. Let's fucking go. All right. This day in history with the one and only Vicki Bowers, everybody. Here we go.
Welcome back and happy Sunday. Being the weekend, we have a rerun today. I've chosen an episode from a previous year and added a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, which for me today happens to be Diet Coke. Settle in and let's have a look. Hi there and welcome to this day in history for June 29th. June 29th is the 180th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 181st in leap years with 185 days remaining to the end of the year. June 29th is Camera Day, a great opportunity to learn about cameras and photography and take pictures with your friends. Cameras, as we know them, have been around since about the early 1800s, although a projection technique known as camera obscura was in use as early as the 1500s and possibly earlier to project images onto a surface in the process of making a painting. It took until someone could figure out how to capture that image, such as a daguerreotype developed by Louis-Jacques Daguerre, and then later on, photographic film cameras introduced by George Eastman in 1888, which made cameras and photography available to more people. Now people could get photos of their children as babies or see what their relatives far away look like now. Before cameras, one could only keep the memories of their lives in their heads, and now they could have a photograph to look at. Of course, the technology and the media have changed dramatically over the last 100+ years or so, and now many of us carry a fairly quality camera in our pockets or purses and are able to photograph or record anything that catches our fancy. It all started with the camera, though, and someone, somewhere, has created Camera Day for us to reflect on the camera and all it's done for us. Camera Day. Today's word is cellulose. Cellulose is a noun that names actually a polysaccharide of glucose units from which the cell walls of plants are composed. Cellulose occurs naturally in such fibrous products as cotton and kapok and is the raw material of many manufactured goods such as paper, rayon, and cellophane. The word cellulose comes to us through French from Latin. First known use of the word cellulose is 1848. And with that, the Globe Theatre in London burned to the ground on June 29, 1613. This theatre was associated with William Shakespeare and had been built by Shakespeare's playing company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men, in 1599. The Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956 was signed by President Dwight D. Eisenhower on June 29, 1956, officially creating the United States Interstate Highway System. Russian dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov defected from Soviet Union to Canada while on tour with the Kirov Ballet on June 29, 1974. On June 29, 1975, Steve Wozniak tested his first prototype of the Apple computer. Thank you, Steve Wozniak. Lowell George was an American singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and record producer, probably best known as founder and leader of the rock band Little Feat. He started playing a harmonica as a child and appeared on the Ted Mack original Amateur Hour when he was just 6 years old. Later on, he took up the flute and then, of course, the guitar. He joined Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention as a rhythm guitarist in 1968, and I imagine he learned a good bit from that experience. He left Mothers of Invention in 1969 and went on to form his own group, Little Feat. Little Feat produced the albums Little Feat, Sailing Shoes, Dixie Chicken, Feets Don't Fail Me Now. and the last record album. Still with the group, he was growing dissatisfied about creative differences within the group. They seemed to be growing apart. Little Feat released Time Loves a Hero then in April of 1977, before Lowell George announced that the group had disbanded. Lowell George released a solo album called Thanks, I'll Eat It Here in March of 1979. In June of 1979, Lowell George began a tour in support of his solo album, Thanks, I'll Eat It Here, and he comes to our attention today because he died on June 29, 1979, while on that tour. He was 34. The album Down on the Farm was released posthumously, and in case you're wondering, yes, the band Little Feat did reassemble in 1987, and have produced something like 9 more studio albums, 11 live albums, and several compilation albums since reassembling. But today we're thinking about Lowell George. May he rest in peace. And in honor of the late Lowell George, my first thought was Time Loves a Hero, which is a great song. If you know it, you know. But if you're not familiar with it, I've placed a link in the description so that you can go listen to it. But Lowell George didn't write that one, nor was he lead singer, so instead I'll mention Dixie Chicken from Little Feat's third studio album, released in 1973. The album Dixie Chicken is considered Little Feat's landmark album and is included in Colin Larkin's all-time Top 1000 Albums, 3rd edition, published in the year 2000. How about that? Today's quote is from Danish author Karen Blixen. She wrote Out of Africa, which was adapted to film, the 1985 movie of the same name. She also wrote some other pieces that were adapted to film, and maybe we can talk about some of those in the future. Today's quote, though, is, "The cure for anything is salt water. Sweat, tears, or the sea." Karen Blixen. All righty, y'all take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. June. Seriously? Do not disturb. With 202 days remaining to the end of the world. End of the year. Please, not the end of the world. 202 days remaining to the end of the year. Let's read that one again. Yep, it is. That's what it's called. All right. Third time better be a charm. There's no thee there. One more time. Attracting. Just read the whole thing over. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. Yeah, we're going to edit that out. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty. Back to work. I think we got it this time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, much love. Please make sure that you are following Vicki Bowers on all of the platforms. She truly, truly is the best. I love the bloopers. She's such a amazing soul. We appreciate it to this day in history every day. Please make sure you're following Vicki on all of the platforms. Don't miss out on anything she's got going on, and definitely check out her Patreon. For real, for real.
What he said.
What she said, he said.
That part.
I almost forgot our song of the day. All right. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Dixie Chicken by Little Feat.
Commodore Hotel. And underneath the street lamp, I made a sailing down. Well, she took me to the river where she cast her spell. And in that southern moonlight, she sang this song so well. If you be my daisy chain, I'll be your Tennessee line. And we can walk together down in Dixieland, down in Dixieland. Yeah, well, we made all the hot spots. My money flowed like wine, and then I low down southern whiskey began to fog my mind. And I don't remember just well the money I put down on the white picket fence boulevard of the house at the edge of town. Oh, but boy, do I remember the strain of her frame, and the nights we spent together, and the way she called my name. If you be my daisy chain, I'll be your Tennessee line. And we can walk together down in Dixieland, down in Dixieland. Yeah, well, it's been a year since you ran away. Yes, that guitar player sure could play. She always liked to sing along. She's always handy with the song. Then one night in the lobby, yeah, of the Commodore Hotel, I chanced to meet a bartender who said he knew her well. And as we had a beer night, he began to hum a song. And all the boys at the bar began to sing along. If you be my daisy chain, I'll be your Tennessee line. And we can walk together down in Dixieland, down in
Such a great song. Not every weekend, Mindy. So the schedule will be kind of wonky with all the vacations and everything for June. But we do the face game once a month. We do Stickoff Slot Seshathon once a month. The Cove has a new game coming out once a month. And then we try to do like an open studio weekend once a month. And so, but it does rotate and it will get back onto a schedule. So then once we start doing it, it will always be like 4 weeks out. But right now, yeah, with Coffee going on vacation, you're going on vacation and everything like that, the schedule just kind of got bounced around a lot this month. But it's such a fun game. It's so funny. Some of those pictures were fucking hard last night. But other one good. It was a lot of fun. Much love to Cornbread for helping out last night.
Oh, you are so very welcome.
What else we got? We do have our morning speaker coming up. We'll play another song quick and dive into that. I got a good one for us. Cheers, everybody. Good morning, Brother Yerp. How are you this morning, Yerper? Hope you're having a wonderful morning, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real, I just think of like, I feel like she thinks of her ball as like a kid would think with like a teddy bear or stuffed animal. Like it's just her comfort thing. She loves it. She don't go nowhere without it. Huh. You're so silly. What's doing? I can't believe she's gonna be 10 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, she don't act like it. She does in the morning. I mean, I can tell some mornings when her age really shows. In other mornings, she's like, "Let's fucking go."
Absolutely.
It's friggin' ridiculous. This dang ball. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, you guys to go. You're getting crazy. You're gonna fall. All right, this morning we're going to listen to a TED Talk, and the speaker is David Blaine. Let's go.
As a magician, I try to create images that make people stop and think. I also try to challenge myself to do things that doctors say are not possible. I was buried alive in New York City in a coffin, in April 1999 for a week. I lived there with nothing but water. And it ended up being so much fun that I decided I could pursue doing more of these things. The next one is I froze myself in a block of ice for 3 days and 3 nights in New York City. That one was way more difficult than I had expected. The one after that, I stood on top of a 100-foot pillar for 36 hours. I began to hallucinate so hard that the buildings that were behind me started to look like big animal heads. So next I went to London. In London, I lived in a glass box for 44 days with nothing but water. It was, for me, one of the most difficult things I'd ever done, but it was also the most beautiful. There were so many skeptics, especially the press in London, that they started flying cheeseburgers on helicopters around my box to tempt me. So I felt very validated when the New England Journal of Medicine actually used the research for science. My next pursuit was I wanted to see how long I could go without breathing, like how long I could survive with nothing, not even air. I didn't realize that it would become the most amazing journey of my life. As a young magician, I was obsessed with Houdini and his underwater challenges. So I began early on competing against the other kids, seeing how long I could stay underwater while they went up and down to breathe, 5 times while I stayed under on one breath. By the time I was a teenager, I was able to hold my breath for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I would later find out that was Houdini's personal record. In 1987, I heard of a story about a boy that fell through ice and was trapped under a river. He was underneath not breathing for 45 minutes. When the rescue workers came, they resuscitated him and there was no brain damage. His core temperature had dropped to 77 degrees. As a magician, I think everything is possible. And I think if something is done by one person, it can be done by others. I started to think if the boy could survive without breathing for that long, there must be a way that I could do it. So I met with a top neurosurgeon, and I asked him, how long is it possible to go without breathing? Like, how long could I go without air? And he said to me that anything over 6 minutes, you have a serious risk of hypoxic brain damage. So I took that as a challenge, basically. My first try, I figured that I could do something similar, and I created a water tank, and I filled it with ice and freezing cold water, and I stayed inside of that water tank hoping my core temperature would start to drop. And I was shivering, and my first attempt to hold my breath, I couldn't even last a minute. So I realized that was completely not going to work. So I went to talk to a doctor friend, and I asked him, how could I do that? I want to hold my breath for a really long time. How could it be done? And he said, David, you're a magician. Create the illusion of not breathing. It'll be much easier. So he came up with this idea of creating a rebreather with a CO2 scrubber, which was basically a tube from Home Depot with balloons duct taped to it that he thought we could put inside of me, and somehow I'd be able to circulate the air and rebreathe with this thing in me. This is a little hard to watch, but this is that attempt. So that clearly wasn't going to work. Then I actually started thinking about liquid breathing. There's a chemical that's called perfluorine, and it's so high in oxygen levels that in theory you could breathe it. So I got my hands on that chemical, filled the sink up with it, and stuck my face in the sink and tried to breathe that in, which is really impossible. It's basically like trying to breathe, as a doctor said, while having an elephant standing on your chest. So that idea disappeared. Then I started thinking, would it be possible to hook up a heart-lung bypass machine and have a surgery where it was a tube going into my artery and then appear to not breathe while they were oxygenating my blood? Which was another insane idea, obviously. Then I thought about the craziest idea of all the ideas. To actually do it. To actually try to hold my breath past the point that doctors would consider you brain dead. So I started researching into pearl divers, because they go down for 4 minutes on one breath. And when I was researching pearl divers, I found the world of free diving.
Hey, good morning, Waylon. How are you this morning, brother? Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday morning. We're just hanging out listening to our morning speaker. This morning's is David Blaine. Oh, man, it's so good already. I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. Let's go.
It was the most amazing thing that I ever discovered, pretty much. There's many different aspects to free diving. There's depth records where people go as deep as they can, and then there's static apnea. That's holding your breath as long as you can in one place without moving. That was the one that I studied. The first thing that I learned is when you're holding your breath, you should never move at all. That wastes energy, and that depletes oxygen, and it builds up CO2 in your blood. So I learned never to move, and I learned how to slow my heart rate down. I had to remain perfectly still and just relax and think that I wasn't in my body and just control that. And then I learned how to purge. Purging is basically hyperventilating. You blow in and out. You do that, you get lightheaded, you get tingling, and you're really ridding your body of CO2. So when you hold your breath, it's infinitely easier. Then I learned that you have to take a huge breath, and you just hold and relax and never let any air out, and just hold and relax through all the pain. Every morning, and this is for months, I would wake up, and the first thing that I would do is I would hold my breath for Out of 52 minutes, I would hold my breath for 44 minutes. So basically what that means is I would purge, I'd breathe really hard for a minute, and then I would hold immediately after for 5.5 minutes. Then I would breathe again for a minute, purging as hard as I can, then immediately after I would hold again for 5.5 minutes. I would repeat this process 8 times in a row. Out of 52 minutes, you're only breathing for 8 minutes. At the end of that, you're completely fried. Your brain, you feel like you're walking around in a daze and you have these awful headaches. Basically, I'm not the best person to talk to when I'm doing that stuff. I started learning about the world record holder. His name is Tom Zetas, and this guy is perfectly built for holding his breath. He's 6'4", he's 160 pounds, and his total lung capacity is twice the size of an average person. I'm 6'1" and fat. We'll say big boned. I had to drop 50 pounds in 3 months. So everything that I put into my body, I considered as medicine. Every bit of food was exactly what it was for its nutritional value. I ate really small, controlled portions throughout the day, and I started to really adapt my body. The thinner I was, the longer I was able to hold my breath, and by eating so well and training so hard, my resting heart rate dropped to 38 beats per minute, which is lower than most Olympic athletes. In 4 months of training, I was able to hold my breath for over 7 minutes. I wanted to try holding my breath everywhere. I wanted to try it in the most extreme situations to see if I could slow my heart rate down under duress. I decided that I was going to break the world record live on primetime television. The world record was 8 minutes and 58 seconds, held by Tom Zetas, that guy with the whale lungs I told you about. I assumed that I could put a water tank at Lincoln Center, and if I stayed there a week not eating, I would get comfortable in that situation, and I would slow my metabolism, which I was sure would help me hold my breath longer than I had been able to do it. I was completely wrong. I entered the Sphere a week before the scheduled air date, and I thought everything seemed to be on track. 2 days before my big breath hold attempt for the record, the producers of my television special thought that just watching somebody holding their breath and almost drowning is too boring for television. So I had to add handcuffs while holding my breath to escape from. This was a critical mistake. Because of the movement, I was wasting oxygen, and by 7 minutes, I had gone into these awful convulsions. By 7:08, I started to black out. And by 7 minutes and 30 seconds, they had to pull my body out and bring me back. I had failed on every level. So naturally, the only way out of the slump that I could think of was I decided to call Oprah. I told her that I wanted to up the ante and hold my breath longer than any human being ever had. This was a different record. This is a Puro 2 static apnea record that Guinness had set the world record at 13 minutes. So basically, you breathe Puro 2 first, oxygenating your body, flushing out CO2, and you're able to hold much longer. I realized that my real competition was the beaver. In January of 2008, Oprah gave me 4 months to prepare and train. So I would sleep in a hypoxic tent every night. A hypoxic tent is a tent that simulates altitude at 15,000 feet, so it's like base camp Everest. What that does is you start building up the red blood cell count in your body, which helps you carry oxygen better. Every morning again, after getting out of that tent, your brain is completely wiped out. My first attempt on Puro 2, I was able to go up to 15 minutes. So it was a pretty big success. the neurosurgeon pulled me out of the water because in his mind at 15 minutes, your brain is done. You're brain dead. So he pulled me up and I was fine. There was one person there that was definitely not impressed. It was my ex-girlfriend. While I was breaking the record underwater for the first time, she was sifting through my BlackBerry, checking all my messages. My brother had a picture of it. So I then announced that I was going to go for Cetus's record.
Good morning, Bree. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful morning. We're just hanging out, listening to our morning speaker, David Blaine, this morning. Let's fucking go.
Publicly, and what he did in response is he went on Regis and Kelly and broke his old record. Then his main competitor went out and broke his record. So he suddenly pushed the record up to 16 minutes and 32 seconds, which was 3 minutes longer than I had prepared. You know, it was longer than the record. Now, I wanted to get the Science Times to document this. I wanted to get them to do a piece on it. So I did what any person seriously pursuing scientific advancement would do. I walked into the New York Times offices and did card tricks to everybody. So I don't know if it was the magic or the lore of the Cayman Islands, but John Tierney flew down and did a piece on the seriousness of breath holding. While he was there, I tried to impress him, of course, and I did a dive down to 160 feet, which is like, you know, basically the height of a 16-story building. And as I was coming up, I blacked out underwater, which is really dangerous. That's how you drown. Luckily, Kirk had seen me, and he swam over and pulled me up. So I started full focus. I completely trained to get my breath hold time up for what I needed to do. But there was no way to prepare for the live television aspect of it being on Oprah. But in practice, I would do it face down, floating on the pool. But for TV, they wanted me to be upright so they could see my face, basically. The other problem was the suit was so buoyant that they had to strap my feet in to keep me from floating up. So I had to use my legs to hold my feet into the straps that were loose, which was a real problem for me. That made me extremely nervous, raising the heart rate. Then what they also did was, which we never did before, is there was a heart rate monitor, and it was right next to the sphere. So every time my heart would beat, I'd hear the beep, 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 you know, the ticking really loud, which is making me more nervous, and there's no way to slow my heart rate down. So normally I would start at 38 beats per minute, and while holding my breath, it would drop to 12 beats per minute, which is pretty unusual. This time it started at 120 beats, and it never went down. I spent the first 5 minutes underwater desperately trying to slow my heart rate down. I was just sitting there thinking, I've got to slow this down, I'm going to fail. And I was getting more nervous, and the heart rate just kept going up and up all the way up to 150 beats. Basically, it's the same thing that created my downfall at Lincoln Center. It was a waste of O2. When I made it to the halfway mark at 8 minutes, I was 100% certain that I was not going to be able to make this. There was no way for me to do it. So I figured Oprah had dedicated an hour to doing this breath hold thing. If I had cracked early, it would be a whole show about how depressed I am. So I figured I'm better off just fighting and staying there until I black out, at least, and they can pull me out and take care of me and all that. I kept pushing to 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, you start getting all these really strong tingling sensations in your fingers and toes, and I knew that that was blood shunting, when the blood rushes away from your extremities to provide oxygen to your vital organs. At 11 minutes, I started feeling throbbing sensations in my legs, and my lips started to feel really strange. At minute 12, I started to have ringing in my ears, and I started to feel my arm going numb, And I'm a hypochondriac, and I remember arm numb means heart attack. So I started to really get really paranoid. Then at 13 minutes, maybe because of the hypochondria, I started feeling pains all over my chest. It was awful. At 14 minutes, I had these awful contractions, like this urge to breathe. At 15 minutes, I was suffering major O2 deprivation to the heart, and I started having ischemia to the heart. My heartbeat would go from 120 to 50 to 150 to 40 to 20 to 150 again. It would skip a beat, it would start, it would stop, and I felt all this. And I was sure that I was going to have a heart attack. So at 16 minutes, what I did is I slid my feet out because I knew that if I did go out, if I did have a heart attack, they'd have to jump into the body and take my feet out before pulling me up. So I was really nervous. So I let my feet out and I started floating to the top. And I didn't take my head out, but I was just floating there waiting for my heart to stop. Just waiting. They had doctors with the, so sitting there waiting. And then suddenly I hear screaming. And I think that there's some weird thing that I had died or something had happened. And then I realized that I had made it to 1632. So with the energy of everybody that was there, I decided to keep pushing, and I went to 17 minutes and 4 seconds. As though that wasn't enough, what I did immediately after is I went to Quest Labs and had them take every blood sample that they could to test for everything and to see where my levels were so the doctors could use it once again. I also didn't want anybody to question it. I had the world record and I wanted to make sure it was legitimate. So I get to New York City the next day, and this kid walks up to me. I'm walking out of the Apple store. This kid walks up to me. He's like, "Yo, D." I'm like, "Yeah?" He said, "If you really held your breath that long, why'd you come out of the water dry?" I was like, "What?" And that's my life. So, but as a magician, I try to show things to people that seem impossible. And I think magic, whether I'm holding my breath or shuffling a deck of cards, is pretty simple. It's practice, it's training, and it's practice, it's training, and experimenting while pushing through the pain to be the best that I can be. And that's what magic is to me. So thank you.
For real, man, David Blaine is crazy. Yeah, I love David Blaine. I'm a huge David Blaine fan. I know that there is, magic is definitely, there's always something going on, but I super enjoy it. You know what I mean? Shit blows my mind every time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, fucking A. 17 minutes. Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then to know that, like, your body is basically giving up and you just keep going. Like, that's wild. Man, oh man. He's fucking dope, though. Some of the shit that he's done is just fucking crazy. We'll play... Oh, not that one. This one. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday morning. I do got to work here this morning. Your Nanigans coming up. Let's fucking go. Don't miss out on the Nanigans. That's probably one of my biggest things that I hate about working on Sundays is I miss the Nanigans. I never missed a Nanigan. I love the Nanigans. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
Cheers, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Such dope. I fucking love it. Super chilling this morning. We are 1 minute from 420, everybody. There's that. It's been raining off and on all morning, all night.
It's very chilly outside.
It was fucking ridiculously warm yesterday afternoon-ish, and woke up in the middle of the night and it would like cool down a lot, and then it was because it was fucking crazy outside. But,
It's like 65 degrees out.
ooh, I got 62 out, or so it says. It's a nice change though, for real, for real. Yeah, absolutely, Box Man. Happy 420, everybody.
Happy 420.
Good morning, Brother Copsy. How are you, man? I hope you're having a wonderful morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Fucking big. All right, everybody. Let's do some good news. Yeah, I don't know. Some good news. So, I got one here. June 27th, 2025. Miracles happen. Woman uses CPR training she learned 40 years ago to save teen baseball player's life. Jeanette Wilmot learned CPR when she was 17 years old and never needed it in the 40 years since. But recently, when a 15-year-old went into cardiac arrest during baseball practice, Wilmot remembered everything as if she had been trained yesterday. Evan Tucker had just finished his freshman baseball season at Pinson Valley High School in Alabama and was trying out for a travel team when he collapsed on the field. His mother, Samantha, thought he had been hit by a ball. Someone else thought he was having a seizure. The reality was much worse. It was cardiac arrest. That's when Miss Wilma, who was there for her own son's tryout, sprinted towards Tucker's side. Quote, I learned CPR in high school, and I've never had to use it in 40 years. I just kept humming, staying alive, unquote, she told WBRC News, referring to the famous Bee Gees song. That's a real fucking thing, everybody. Which is the perfect beat for delivering chest compressions. Wilmot performed CPR for about 8 minutes before an ambulance arrived, and Evan was taken to Children's Hospital, where doctors had to shock his heart to restart its rhythm. Evan's condition eventually stabilized after a few days. If his physical therapy continues progress, he should make a full recovery. That's dope. That's good. I like that story.
That is good.
All right, what else we got here? All right, I feel like this one's going to start happy and get kind of sad and then end happy. So I think we're good. All right. So headline is Texas mailman adopts beloved dog from his old route after its Vietnam veteran owner passes away. The old stereotype of mailman running from dog has been turned upside down by a Texas letter carrier and a pooch named Floyd. Let's go. Ian Burke first met the dog while delivering mail in Denton 3 years ago. Hey, Denton, Texas, I've been there. Floyd, a German Shepherd Border Collie mix, came charging up behind him and introduced himself as only an energetic puppy can. During his regular postal route, Bert got to know Floyd and his owner, a Vietnam veteran who was confined to a wheelchair after serving his country. Floyd was equal parts service animal and friendly companion. Over time, Floyd's house became one of Burke's favorite stops, with the mailman delivering pets and pats and gentle scratches for his four-legged friend that treasured the affection. Quote, he loves to hug me, unquote, Burke told CBS News. He treats everybody like a friend. You've known him forever, he said. Burke also learned that Floyd actually had a full name, Pretty Boy Floyd, after the infamous bank robber, although his pretty boy only steals extra belly rubs. Oh, that's a good one. Nice wordplay there, a journalist, writer person. All right, a year and a half ago, Burke's delivery route changed, and he lost contact with Floyd and his owner. Then earlier this month, bad news arrived. Oh, man. Floyd's owner had passed away, and a dog matching Floyd's description was now housed at the City of Denton Animal Shelter. Burke was first in line at the shelter's front door when the hold on Floyd expired. And moments later, the beloved black dog now had a forever home with his former mailman. And then based on media that's out there in the world and some old wives' tales, mailman and dogs don't always get along, Jenny McGee of the Denton Animal Shelter told CBS. It was great to not only see that Floyd found a wonderful home, but also that the old myth about mailman and dogs isn't always true. Burke said he's honored to be Floyd's new owner and he doesn't take the responsibility lightly. The mailman is good to all other animals on his route too, often bringing treats for the dogs he encounters and feeding the community's cats. He hopes that all the media attention that Floyd has received might encourage others to adopt a shelter pet. After all, if a mailman and a gangster dog that charged him at first sight can find their happily ever after, there's probably hope for everyone else too. Hey, let's go. That's a good one.
That one was really cute.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This one is going to be crazy. Holy shit. Okay. Hero tells mom on burning third floor, drop the baby. I am going to catch her. Absolutely gripping footage recorded during a recent apartment block fire shows a mother throwing her baby out the third floor window to a crowd of rescuers below. The arms of the rescuers enveloped the fallen child, and Cleveland News 19 reports that both the mom and baby made it out unharmed. The ordeal began on June 23rd when the 7,000 block of Garden Valley's Avenue's Rainbow Terrace apartments exploded. 5 were seriously injured. The city is actively supporting the situation as in coordination with local partners to ensure that those impacted receive the necessary support and resources during this challenging time, a statement from City Hall read. But before the victims thought about bedding and canned goods, their concerns were more survival. Reginald Barnes was one of the child's rescuers, and he heard the explosion firsthand. I heard something going like tick, 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 then boom, and it blew up. Once he realized he was unharmed, he moved towards the scene to see if anyone needed help. That's when he encountered the woman and her child on the 3rd floor of the rapidly burning building. I was like, drop the baby, let her go. I'm going to catch her, Barnes recounted. I was thinking about my own kids. This is my baby she has in her hands. Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's good news. Ish. I mean, aside from the other people. I'm 50-50 on that last story. But the puppy story, that was a good one. We'll focus on that one.
That was cute.
Oh, let me see what else we got here.
Yeah, Ma. The Heimlich maneuver, yeah. It's definitely something you need to have to know or to learn.
Right, right. You never know. It's crazy.
No.
I don't know. We'll play a tune and see where we're at with our morning.
It's fucking
Getting baked. I gotta work in a bit. That's all I got. Cheers, everybody.
woohoo. Let's go.
Good morning, Scott. How are you, bro? I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We're just hanging out, listening to jazz, chilling, getting baked. It's Sunday. I gotta work. Your shenanigans coming up this morning. Coxie's afternoon show at 4. Don't miss out. And the Earp away. Let's fucking go. Cornbread, what do you got going on today?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're looking at it.
I mean, you don't have to like show us because I know your shoulder hurts. But what's the pups doing? What's our Sunday morning pup date? The Chillin pup date where you just tell us what they're doing.
Just sleeping.
Okay, there's your morning pup date, everybody. And if you would like a puppy, let Cornbread know. Or if you have a puppy and you would like it featured on Cornbread's Critters, let Cornbread know. Or if you need a puppy that you would like to be featured on Cornbread's Critters, yeah,
that works too.
She will give you a puppy, and then you could put it on her segment.
Yeah. I definitely could do that.
Yeah.
Please don't be afraid to reach out. They need lovely homes.
Yes.
There'll be 3 weeks.
Depending on how far she might deliver.
Yep.
If you ask her real nice, she might deliver. Man, if I could, I would.
I know.
Morgan needs a friend. I just don't know. She is a puppy. So I don't know how she would be with a little ass 8-week-old puppy. I just feel like it'd be too much for her. I don't know. How you?
Look at her look at you when you talk about it.
How you? Yeah, you are the puppy, huh? It's just crazy. I can't believe she's going to be 10 this, I want to say it's like August. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of same thing with her. She's going to be 11.
Yeah, she definitely don't act like she's fucking 10-year-old dog. Hi. Can I help you? Okay. Ah! Well,
I can't believe y'all are going to be 3 weeks old tomorrow.
you make the big jump? Nope.
Oh, look, there's a little mouthy little one.
Hi.
There's one sleeping on its back with its paws in the air. It's the Brendo one.
So last night, like, it started storming, and I kind of woke up. I heard it thundering or whatever. And, you know, Morgan will come and sleep. Like, if it's bad, but it's not like that bad. She'll just want to she'll either come lay up on the bed somewhere by me, or she'll come and lay up in the corner by the bed right beside me or whatever, like on the floor.
Yeah.
But if it gets really bad, like, she will just jump up on the bed and wake my ass up so, like, she can lay under the blankets with me. And that's how it was last night. There was a one big ass thunderclap, and she was like, she was like, let me under motherfucking blankets. And then we snuggled.
Thunder buddy.
Yeah, for real. And then she's all right. You know, she used to, like, when I would lay with her or hold her or whatever, she used to still, like, tremble kind of. But 4th of July is going to be really bad. That's the worst day of the year for her. But it's okay. We make it through. We make it through every year.
She's like, yes.
I think she's old enough to where she kind of like, she's learned how to like manage her anxieties and you know, in a sense. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think that she knows, like, she got the like life experience to know that, like, it'll be over. You just have to ride out the storm or whatever the case may be.
Exactly. Good morning, Deb.
Hey, good morning, Deb. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. We're just hanging out, listening to super chillin' jazz, getting high. Nothing really too crazy going on.
No.
I don't know. Play another song and do some dabs and see where we're at with our morning. Cheers, everybody. Good morning, Candy. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Much love, Kay. Have a wonderful day. We're just chilling and listening to jazz and getting baked, and I gotta work in a bit. Cornbread, pick a number 1 through 8.
6.
All right, here we go. So these are some dope ass collaborations, like piano, and this dude plays pan flute. It's ridiculous. All right, here we go. Number 6. For real, Mamoru. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
They're just, oh man. All right, pick another number, Cornbread.
4.
They're not very long, but number 4. We got a little bit of time left. That one was one of my favorite ones. I fucking love that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so good.
Whatever.
What up, Cove-TV? Good morning. Good morning.
I haven't caught one of these morning shows in a while. How y'all doing?
Good morning, brother. How are you?
Oh, another day in paradise, right?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know whose paradise. Somebody's.
Let's play monkey up already for it.
Yeah, it's 96% humidity here this morning.
I don't even know what we got today. Let's see. Already 85, feels like 94.
Damn.
75% humidity today.
Ooh.
So how's your morning been so far, bro?
Oh, not too bad. Did my running around. Just got back from Home Depot. Got to be productive a little bit. Morning, CJ. Morning, Ma. Morning, Mama Roo. Morning, Brittany. Morning, Candy. Hope y'all Sunday.
What's that?
I was just saying, hope y'all Sunday's been off to a great start.
Bro, we've just been super chilling. I've been getting baked. We've been listening to this slow ass jazz.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Very, very calm Sunday morning. We listened to David Blaine was our morning speaker, the magician.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's cool. Bro, he held his breath underwater for fucking 17 minutes and 4 seconds.
Fuck that.
He basically almost died. Well, he thinks. I don't know. I like how he was like, me being a hypochondriac. So I mean, he was like, I don't know, but still.
I would have died.
I think the most impressive one, that's that's very much at the top of the list. But my favorite one I would say is the standing on the pillar for the 36-hour or whatever it was, 38 hours. Oh. 10 stories up on a little 4x4 pillar or whatever it was, and he stood there for days, dude.
Nope.
No eating, no sleeping, no water, I don't think.
Yeah, nope, I'm good. Hard pass on that one. That just sounds like it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy, but I love it, dude. I love it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool shit to watch.
Yeah, for real. Watch. I like all the magicians. I'm a big Chris Angel fan, but yes. I do like David Blaine more. I'm more about the street magic. I like that more than the spectacle, the explosions and the show and the, you know what I mean? It's all very cool. And if I was in Vegas, which I was in Vegas, I would have saw a Chris Angel show, which there was a Chris Angel show going on. Let's see it. So I'm very contradicting myself in this whole conversation. But my point is that I still like Chris Angel, and I should have went to his show, I think is what I'm telling myself.
Yep.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just interesting. David Blaine's the opposite of that. He doesn't have. I mean, his shows are a spectacle, but it's totally different. There's no flashing lights and fucking craziness and pyrotechnics. That's the word I've been trying to think of this whole time.
There it is.
There it is. Oh. Deuces, Bruce's. It's been a while. We had one pop in on Face Game last night.
Ooh, unlimited data?
Can I call my Nigerian uncle? He's a prince. I'm serious.
Yeah, I haven't even seen a scam comment in a while.
Yeah. Please don't click that comment if it did not delete in the comments. I don't know who that is. And you could have said hi first. Oh, dude, Angry Face guy was chilling with us this morning. You missed him.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he was in his angry normal mood. It was cool.
I haven't seen him in a few days. I was starting to get worried. But they're back, so we're good.
I hope he has whatever day he wants to have. If he wants to be angry, then that's on. Dude, I'm nobody's mom, bro.
You get the day you deserve.
True that. True that. That's a good quote. Well, dude, you pretty much caught the end of the show. You want to smoke one more with us and call it a morning?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. If I didn't have to work, we'd just stay chilling because I'm super big. But you know how it is.
Yep.
All right, Cornbread, that didn't work at all.
Much love, everybody. I hope you have an amazing morning, the rest of your morning, and amazing day. Your Beanz coming up. Let's fuck go. Make sure you're following everybody you're interacting with. Make sure you're following everybody in the Cove-TV team because you don't want to miss out what's going on every day. If you would like your critter or animal on Cornbread's Critters, please let me know. We'll get you on that list. Stay lifted, stay positive, and I will see y'all when I see y'all.
Well, much love and happy Sunday, all you amazing people. Hope your morning's off to a great ass start already. No better way to do it than a morning show with the Cove. Great way to get the day started in the right mindset and the right mood. It's too early for this, but I hope you guys have a great ass day ahead of you. Stay tuned for the Yerp Nanigans here in a little bit, and the afternoon show later on, and the Yerp away tonight. But much love, y'all. Hope it's been an amazing day, and see all y'all here in a little bit.
Much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. It's been a dope-ass Sunday morning. I hope you all have an incredible rest of your day. Great to stay in history. Much love, Vicki B. And again, check out all of her links. Check out her Patreon. Great morning speaker. Fucking love David Blaine. And dope-ass Sunday morning music. It's been very chilling this morning. Please make sure you're following everybody on the Cove team. From the one and only Sir Costelite, don't miss Token Tunes every Tuesday night. Brand new playlist coming up this Token Tunes. Let's fucking go. Make sure you're following the one and only Yerp Entertainment. Don't miss the Yerp Nanigans every Sunday morning, and that's this morning. Let's go. Make sure that you are following the one and only Man Bear. Don't miss out on any of the vibes he brings to all the shows. Make sure you're following the one and only Mad Productions. Don't miss out on any of the music that he just dropped and the music that he's about to drop. All sorts of fire shit coming out, and you don't want to miss out on any of it. Make sure you're following the one and only Kelsey Dabs Dabber Chick. Don't miss the Dabber Chick show every Wednesday, only on the Dabber Chick page. It's a great place to be and a great place to win. Make sure that you are following the one and only Cornbread. If you would like your pet featured on Cornbread's Critters, please reach out. Thank you everybody that helps support the Cove. Y'all make this happen. Cove-TV is literally brought to you by viewers like yourself. And I wouldn't be able to do this without all of each and every one. I won't see anybody at the Nanigans because I'll be at work, but I hope you still tune in. And I will see everybody this afternoon. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers.
Cheers.
On a Sunday morn, the sky's so clear, the Cove awakens, peace draws near. The herbs inhale, the day begins. Inhale the good, exhale your sins. The sunlight kisses every leaf. A gentle toke brings calm relief. Through every puff, the soul set free. Ganja embracing harmony. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The Cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. The morning glow, soft waves roll by. In every breath we reach the sky. Sunday's a blessing, a gift to embrace. We slow things down, move at love's pace. Goals are passed with care, with trust. In the Cove we do what we must. The herb unites as laughter flows. Through sacred clouds the spirit grows. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The Cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it in. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and here we stand. A Sunday morning wrapped in gold, with every taupe, new stories told. The herb brings peace to hearts in need, a soulful moment, love's gentle creed. In the cove with ganja in hand, together we rise, together we stand. No rush, no fear, just space to be. Inhale, exhale, serenity. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand. With every puff we understand. The cove is calling, let peace begin. Inhale, exhale, amen, and breathe it. Inhale, exhale, let joy unfold. Stories shared, connections bold. Lift each other, find strength again. Inhale, exhale, amen. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, amen, here we stand.
Much love, everybody.
Much love,
Much
guys.
love.
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da.